Yeah.
I got it.
Is there record to the cloud? Is that an option? No.
I don't even
Don't
know.
worry about it. You'll send it to me later.
Cloud. Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
I'll send it to you.
Cool.
Hello,
Welcome.
hello. People are making their way in. Beautiful people. Shout out to my cousin Omara. Listen, you know what? I'm not even gonna put her on the spot. I'll wait. I'll wait. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
All right.
I'll be right back. Okay.
Taryn,
Yo,
how you doing, baby?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Thanks for
Yo,
coming.
also, when you record, it automatically goes to the cloud.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I clicked yes on that feature, but then Nico and I got on earlier, and I didn't think it would be worth reporting technology issues, so I actually put it off. But whatever, it's being we'll figure it out. But thank you.
Yeah, you're good. Yo, I'm super excited.
Good.
Yeah.
Me too. Hey, Flynn.
Hi. Hey, Taryn.
What up, Flynn? How you doing?
Good.
Good.
Youssef.
Hey, Joyce.
Yo.
Morning.
Hi, Joyce.
Hello, Becky. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing well. Doing well.
Good. Good. Kimberly. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing well this morning.
Good. Is your last name Bala?
Yes.
That is amazing.
How so?
I'm considering a name change.
Oh.
Becky Bala?
I
Come
didn't
on.
play basketball.
That's amazing.
I don't know if it fits perfectly, but it's pronounced Bala.
Even better. Bala. That's awesome. Welcome. And Miss Kionda. Kionda? Am I saying that right? Welcome.
No, actually, I thrive in moments like that.
All right. Well, we have some really cool things planned for you guys. Nico's done a great job putting a little presentation together, so we'll talk. I have to wait for Nico, even though I'm really excited right now.
I'm here.
Nico,
Sorry.
I'm
My
like,
fault.
we got all these beautiful people on here.
Am I not admitting everyone in? Admit all.
Admit them all.
Sorry. You know what it is? This morning I had to give myself an emergency cut, and I'm still not done. So I'm not done fading, right? And so this reminds me of like during this time, you know how people are professional up top and at home at the bottom.
Yeah.
You know, your suit and tie and your shirt on it, and you lounging down below. So keep it up, you know what I mean? So I'm like, you know what? I could be myself today. I'm not done my cut, and y'all can't even see, so it's fine.
That's what we're here for.
It's fine. Okay, do we want to wait maybe 2 more minutes?
I think we're good to go, man.
We're good to go?
Yeah, let's get
Okay, so just I guess one thing. Am I still in control of admitting all the participants?
You are, yeah. You unfortunately have to monitor that because you're the only host. So
is there any way I can?
You can switch host to Becky. So if you hit participants and you hit Becky's name, you can make her a host if she's not going to be talking, and then she can control who comes in.
Look at that.
Yeah.
So,
that feature may not be there. Taryn, you're right, but I think my Zoom isn't set up right. Do you see that? Because when I was trying to do
make host.
Yeah, if you make me the host, then you can't share your screen. For some reason, Taryn, I guess you have to check a box to have co-hosting privileges in Zoom, and I haven't taken the time to make those updates in my profile. So unfortunately, it can only be one host at a time. But yeah, that would be ideal.
Okay, that sucks. So I guess maybe
can you just keep, yeah. You want to just keep the participants window up? Can you do that?
Might be a little a little
If
tough.
you go to the
actually.
top, there's a waiting room.
Yeah.
Turn it off.
This white girl don't even look real. She looks pretty
Oh.
though.
So
Because you're sending them to a waiting room.
Oh, just turn off waiting room and just let
Yeah,
them
you're sending them to a waiting room.
Sitting
So
still.
can somebody direct me? So I'm at participants, right? And do I click
Uh-huh.
on participants? No. I'm looking for the waiting room.
We
I'm
are
gonna
so
leave. I'll be right back.
My,
I'm gonna
my
leave. real
sidekick
quick.
is coming. Let's go.
Yes.
You know,
annoying.
she
We
knows-
do
she
this
knows.
at work too.
Watching the meeting and stay on FaceTime.
Uh-huh. And then we're good. And then we're gonna start officially. No, I gotta keep it up.
Because they can't see.
Okay, it's fine. They can see it.
Can you guys see the?
Can you, Becky, can you see
No.
the participant screen?
No, well, I can because I have it up for me, but all I can see is your PowerPoint on your
Okay,
screen.
cool.
That's it.
All right, that's done. So welcome, everyone. This will kind of be like a speedy presentation, I would say, just because Zoom only allows us a few minutes and we kind of spent some, for me trying to figure out how to admit people and all that type of stuff. But so we'll get right into it. A few housekeeping rules. If you have two devices, please use two devices because we are going to, or have another device nearby because we're going to do a Zoom game where we can win some trivia swag. So if you can, please have your cell phone nearby. If you're on a laptop and you have your cell phone nearby, perfect. Maybe an iPad, whatever, that works. What else? Use the chat feature. Me and Becky are going to be feeding off of each other. We wanted you guys to initially type in your career. What do you do? Or your passion, rather. Anything that is unique about yourself. If you wanted to share it with the group, type it in. This is a network. This is something that we've created and we'll get into that. But ultimately, our goal is for everyone to leverage their network, leverage this network. We have been doing this for some time now, and we want to kind of broaden our horizons as it pertains to our participants. So you might come to find out that there are many people in, our Make Your Money Work network that shares the same passion as you do, work in the same field as you do. So with that being said, if you want to share anything about yourself, please do. I have to give a shout out to my cousin Omara. My cousin Omara is a boss. Omara, don't kill me. Don't text me on the side. She's a boss. She started up a beauty products line, I guess you would say, lotions, all type of natural skin oils. I just had to plug her. She's a monster. Yeah, that's it. We'll get into it at another time, but shout out to Omara. Thanks for showing up. So why, right? Becky, did you want to tell them about yourself first, or you want me to?
Yeah, I can get into it a little bit.
Okay.
Y'all,
I had to do it to you. I'm sorry,
So-
but this picture is so epic. Like, come
so
on.
Nico put this presentation together and he threw it back for me real quick. This is when I used to sign my name and put every letter in it. Now it's just a squiggle. But yeah, I played basketball at Fordham from that photo. And, right now I do accounting for a charter school. I also have my own bookkeeping business, and numbers has always been something interesting to me. Baller, you went to Fordham too? I swear, we're here. When'd you graduate?
let's see. I think it was 2011.
When you have to look up, it's at least 10 years. When you have to go like this, that's at least 10 years ago. I graduated 2012, so we were you at Rose Hill?
Yes.
So we were roaming the Bronx together. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, lately my passion has been a lot of personal finance, setting up myself in a very in the best position possible. And I did a lot of self-development, learning, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, 4-Hour Work Week. A lot of different things have kind of changed the way I thought. Yusef, actually, one of the participants, he actually shifted my mindset. Common sense is not common, about a lot of different things, and that's helped shape who I am today. But yeah, like understanding money, that's kind of how Make Your Money Work has come to be. Nico and I, we both went to Ernst & Young together, and we would get together, just us hanging out almost on a monthly basis. And we would, eventually the conversation would lead to taxes, investing, just different personal financial means. And you said, you know what, this conversation is so valuable. We should be having it with other people, right? Because we both studied accounting. We know the ins and outs. And, if we just kept it between us, not that it'd be selfish, but, we have so much to give, and we want to share our knowledge and also selfishly learn from other people. So Make Your Money Work is basically Nico and I talking our nerdy accountant talk and just sharing it, and making a network out of it. And yeah, that's what I'll say for now.
Cool. Okay. So Nico, who am I? I'm a certified public accountant. Sorry, I'm a certified public accountant. And I'm the founder and the CEO of December Group, where I provide personal and business financial consulting, whether it be tax preparation, financial analysis, budgeting, all that type of stuff. How did I get into doing what I'm doing now? I worked in corporate America. As Becky said, we met each other at Ernst & Young, a Big Four accounting firm, well-renowned. And I've had several stints at different public accounting firms. And one thing that I noticed is that I was working for working for people, owners of corporations who already had it all together. And then when I had to ride the train back home, I noticed that my community was just like in shambles. And it just kind of brewed a frustration in myself. And I've kind of been dedicated to playing this game of knowledge, steal the bacon, right? Learning what I can learn on the ground, in the field, and then bringing it back to the people that I love, because why shouldn't we win also? So I've always been some guy always been a person who was very into sports. Becky knows we met actually trash talking about basketball. And then we played against each other, and it was just an epic experience. But that's kind of where our relationship started. But going back to this team aspect, why is it that all of these millionaires and billionaires continue to get richer, and then we come back to where we live or where we're not from for the most part, and we have nothing to show for it? So that got on my nerve, and I'm tired of it. And so besides me trying to stabilize my own financial future, Make Your Money Work came into play, where we can help others share their financial, share some concepts that we use to stabilize our financial futures. And it's nothing about like a sales pitch. We don't have anything to sell you. It's more of a network. And so one of the reasons why I wanted you guys to type in some of your passions, what do you do for a living, is because we need to learn how to leverage our networks way better than we actually do, because I might have an answer that you're seeking, and you might have an answer that I'm seeking as it pertains to our financial futures. And that's something that we need to consider. And so Make Your Money Work came, as Becky mentioned, we started at this place called D Tuts, which is on 86th Street, like downtown, one late night. It was probably like, we probably met up at like 9, spoke to like 11 or whatever case may be, but we decided then that we would do something. And then we went over to 161st Street, across the street from Yankee Stadium. Then we transitioned over to Filtered Coffee, which is in Mott Haven. Then we transitioned over to the Boogie Down Grind, which is in the South Bronx, Hunts Point area. And now we're on Zoom. But as you can see, our last session, we were talking about the stock market. We were talking about group economics. We were basically just knowledge sharing, as we always do. And this is what we want to be known for. This is one of the things that we want to be known for. Taking the knowledge that we've learned by hook or crook and bringing it back to our people. And you are our people. So, oh, my mom is in the waiting room. Look at that. Hi, Mom. She's in the waiting room. Yesterday was her birthday. So if you can, in the chat, please put in happy birthday, Michelle, or happy birthday, Nico's mom, in the chat.
Happy birthday, Michelle. Hello, welcome.
How are you? How are you? Good morning.
Man,
Okay. I'm gonna.
Nice one on here, I swear.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to mute her though. Okay, I'm gonna have to mute you. Okay, now back to the presentation. So what are we gonna talk about today? We're gonna talk about how to get ourselves on the good foot this year We're not having it again this year, right? Last year was very tumultuous for a lot of us, and we're not going into this next year like that, right? We are going to plan, we are going to position ourselves, and we're going to have some patience, and we're going to learn how to put ourselves in a better situation for next year. And every year to come, we're going to build on it. So planning, right? From a financial standpoint, right? Taking financial inventory. What does that mean? How do my finances look? Plain and simple. What are your assets? What type of income do you have? A lot of people don't really consider these things until it's too late. And these are things that we have to consider very early, right? What type of assets do we have? What income do we have? What are our liabilities? What are our expenses? How do we make a plan to ensure that our future is greater than our past? And that's point blank period, right? And so me and Becky, we came, one of our first meetings was just like, oh, we asked ourselves a question. What is your definition of investing? What is your definition of investing? What is your definition of like making your money work, or whatever the case may be? And we were like, oh, it's like a seed, right? And so the plan is the seed. You have to plant the seed, plant seed. That was crazy. But yeah, so that's basically the beginning. That's where we start, taking a financial inventory, looking at your bank statements, figuring out why is money just escaping you. Or some people are really good at money, and you know, they know how to save, they have investment accounts, they basically don't have the trouble of being distracted or being sucked into frivolous expenses, and that's good. But we can learn how to position ourselves even better. I did have one trivia question at the outset that I wanted to basically put out there. So what is, and this is for a swag bag that I'll show you guys later, but
Wait, are they shouting out the answers, or are they typing it in?
they are typing it in. So it's the
Yep.
first.
The keyboard's ready.
Right, yeah, get your keyboards ready, right? This is the first trivia question. A lot of studies come out and they talk about different things. But this is very prevalent. What is, if everybody's listening, what is the #1 cause of stress? Go.
In the chat.
In the chat. First one. Joyce, I can't see the
Yeah, it's Joyce. No, well, Taryn said debt, which is true.
It is true,
It's
but
like a specific of the general, which is money.
right.
Because
Yeah.
you cannot have debt and still have stress because of money issues because you don't have money.
I think it's money. We'll do something special for, who is it, Terrence?
Taryn said debt first, but then Joyce said money issues first. And I think
You can give it to Taryn. You can give it to Taryn.
look at Joyce being a team player.
You know what?
That's
Both
rare.
of you guys. I love it. Both of you guys.
Taryn and Joyce. I'll write that down, Nico.
Terrence and Joyce, write that down. At the end, please send us your contact information. We'll be sure to send you something really nice. We'll show you. Okay, so that's plan, right? Basically just taking a financial inventory, understanding your assets, your income, understanding your liabilities, expenses, planning, trying to get yourself in a better situation for, you know, next year in the future, right? And so positioning, creating a budget, right? After you figure out, you know, where you are from a month-to-month basis with regard to like how you've been spending your money, creating a budget, right? Figuring out where your expenses are, how you need to basically allocate your funds or your finite resources to those expenses, and what you might be able to save, right? Before you actually save anything, before you attack any debt or anything like that, you want to build a emergency fund, building an emergency fund, funds that will enable you to take care of sporadic or out of the ordinary expenses, things that just come out of the blue. A lot of studies say that you should kind of save up 20% of your annual income, or maybe 6 months worth of income, to go towards an emergency fund, just to ensure that if anything were to arise, you'll be able to take care of yourself. I mean, me, I go overkill, so everything is basically emergency, just because you never know. But building an emergency fund and then attacking your debt, it positions you to do other things. It positions you to invest. It positions you to be liquid and be able to just buy things without having to finance them, which is ultimately a trap. Becky, I don't know if you wanted to add anything to that.
Not yet.
Okay, perfect. Because we have to get moving because we only have 40 minutes. Okay, cool. So the third piece, patience. Okay, so working your plan after you have your budget, right? And you have your plan, work your plan, revisit your plan, revise your plan on a monthly, weekly, sometimes even daily basis, right? We're not gonna, with our main goal for this year should be to come out better than we came out last year. Even if you came out good last year, come out better next year, right? And so with that being said, this year, there are a lot of opportunities that are on the horizon. A lot of the pandemic issues are going to be behind us. Tax season is here. So, understand your financial position enough to whereas you don't have to go out and spend all your tax money. How about you put some of that to the side? I thought about something yesterday. I said, we all got stimulus. Well, a lot of us got stimulus this year, right? And if we had like a network, let's say a network of family or friends or whatever the case may be, where we could sacrifice one of the stimulus checks, a lot of it was like $1,200, right? If you had like 10 people that, you could kind of pool your stimulus checks with, if you didn't need it, that's of course, if you weren't in dire need of it, you could have purchased like an investment property. I was just thinking about that. I was just like, wow. And that's basically on the government's dime. To an extent. So yeah, working the plan, revisiting the plan and revising the plan with the focus of coming out of this year better than you came out last year. Even if you came out good last year, Becky, did you want to chime in?
Not too much. I'm typing some things in the chat. You mentioned planning, right? A lot of people don't think about what they would do if they get money, right? So the stimulus checks, for example, was something that, in a normal world wouldn't happen. And, just getting money for nothing is not a usual thing, right?
Right.
So, but then if that happens, like, what do you do with it, right? So a lot of people, there's no plan. And what I like to suggest to people is play the $1 million game. What would you do with $1 million? And as Nico, continues, I would love for you guys to share, like, if you got $1 million, what would you do with it? And then that number, $1 million, can be brought down to the $1,200 stimulus check, or it could even be brought up to 10 million. But yeah, without a plan, that money, there's a good chance that money just kind of disappears. So anyway, go ahead, Nico.
Right. And to your point, right? Like Becky just mentioned, whether it's $1 million or it's like 1,200 or whatever the case may be, that's still a lot of money. A lot of people, do some strange things for, less than that. So with that being said, you can do way more with $1,200 than you think. So with that being said, we are now going to transition to a fun part of the game. And I need my assistant if she can come, because I kind of feel like I'm gonna botch this right now. And maybe she could help me out. So this is where your second electronic device comes into play. This is when your second electronic device comes into play. My assistant is here. She's helping.
Anybody got $1 million plans? What would you do with $1 million while we're getting our technology situated? What would I do with $1 million? I mean, I'm definitely going on a trip somewhere. Obviously, once it's safe. Little pleasure, but I mean, I love real estate, so real estate would be one of my things I'd want to do with that money.
You can't see it, right?
Buying property, real estate's a good thing. Real estate's definitely a good thing. I don't know, $1 million. Pay off debt. Crypto, Yusuf. Yeah. Cryptocurrency, man. Businesses, stocks. So another thing before Nico jumps into that, another thing that is interesting about this meetup is that when I was young, so I went to business school. Like I went to Fordham. I have a business degree. I have a master's degree in accounting as well. And you know, I never knew like how to invest money. It's like the stock market, retirement account. I'm like, okay, but what if I don't like the ups and downs? You know, like what if I don't like that type of investing? You know, like how else can you invest your money, right? And that's one of the things we explore here. You know, sometimes paying off debt is a good investment of money. But I would actually add on top of that, go to Kahoot.it, by the way. I would add on top of that though, if your habits are not good, right? Let's say your habits got you into debt, right? Bad debt, because I do believe there's good debt and bad debt. Your bad habits got you into bad debt, and then you pay it off because that's a good investment, right? Because you have 50% credit card debt. But then your habits don't change, and you pay off that debt, but then you're going right back into those bad habits, and you're getting the debt back up again. You know, so if someone is, you know, habits is an important part of that, which is again is why, like, you know, stimulus check. If you get that money, what do you do with it? If you've never invested before, if you're bad at saving, then that money's just going to go, you know, even though it was something that you didn't even have to earn necessarily. So yeah, I'll stop.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. That's perfect. So that goes back to the planning piece, right?
Mhm.
Planning, have a plan, especially if you're like, you have to know yourself. That's what having a financial inventory is all about. Knowing yourself, not lying to yourself. Some people are just not good with money and some people are. But this is why we come to networks like this, just to knowledge share, just to build. Because at the end of the day, you know, we all don't know everything. There's some people that might know one thing about the stock market that I don't know. Some people might know one thing about debt that I don't know. But knowing yourself, right? Planning, knowing yourself from out the gate, right? 2021 out the gate, planning. That's what we focus on right now, planning, right? And then positioning. Once we know ourselves, we position ourselves. And once we position ourselves, we have patience. Don't get to the point where it's just like, oh, it's not working. I'm done with this. Yeah, the budgeting is for losers or suckers or whatever the case may be. Don't do that to yourself this year. A lot of people are leaving last year. Some people, of course, are leaving on the high note, and some people are coming to the realization that if shit hits the fan, then shit is going to hit the fan. Excuse my French. So with that being said, planning, positioning, and, you know, patience. So it looks like we have 5 people in Kahoot so far. And we are going to wait for a few more. If anyone is having issues getting in Kahoot, or you don't have 2 devices, type something in the chat, like type of, you know, let us know in the chat and we'll try to help you figure it out. There's 2 rounds there. So there'll be 2 opportunities to win more swag. And then you can join Joyce and Terrence with some swag. So is there anyone that's trying to get in and can't get in? Type it in the chat.
Nico, can I win my own flag?
Yes, you can.
I'll play to win.
Yeah.
So everybody knows.
Yes, you can. Any other people that want to get in or can't get in? No?
I think we're good to go.
We good to go? Okay. So we're going to start this up. So this is kind of like a Black history, a pre-Black history / finance, pop culture, tax type of trivia. And we're just going to start it up. So pay attention to your phones and the screens. The screen is going to have the question on your other device. That's where you answer. And so we are starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Okay.
Boom. Boom, boom, boom.
79%. Okay, all right, a few people.
Let's go, Taryn.
Okay.
Let's
Taryn is
go,
no
baby.
joke. Okay.
Oh, come on. Come on now. So Taryn and I used to play basketball at Fordham together. And I was a senior, you were a freshman, right? So Taryn was always trying to keep up with me. And she did a great job of it.
Chill.
Great job.
You know I'm gonna win this game.
Oh, good job. Good job, everyone. So one thing I don't know is if people are still trying to get in.
That's all right. Let's just
Okay, people getting on the board. Taryn is no joke.
wait, how did Taryn beat me? I gotta answer it quicker, I guess.
Yeah, I think it goes by speed as well.
It does. Yep. Taryn again?
No, I missed that one. Dang.
Ooh, Key? No, Kimber.
Okay,
Paula.
come through.
Is that Paula? Who is that? Oh, Miss Kionda.
Oh, good job.
Ooh. I mean, I think it depends on what is more advantageous for you.
Typically.
But typically, yes.
Typically.
Yeah. Wait,
Okay. Okay. Wow.
No, that's a trick question.
That
No,
is tricky.
it's
That
not.
is right.
Wow. We can talk about that at some
Let's
point.
talk about it.
We
Let's
can't
talk
talk about it right now. We don't have too much time. We can't talk
Taxes
about too
make it
much time, but we will. But so next question.
Taxes make it okay.
Tosh,
Oh my gosh.
come through.
Dang. Tax evasion. Tax evasion. Now that's something else.
Yes, that is.
That's
All right. Shout out to my girl Lauren.
that's crazy.
Besides the tax evasion, shout out to my girl Lauren, legend.
Yeah.
O'Mara's coming through.
Dang. Taryn,
Sorry.
I was killing scoreboard, baby. What happened? I'll explain why I know the answer to this question. It's not because I know history really well. Watch me have the wrong answer, though. Let's see. Boom. Okay, so there's a real estate fund called Tulsa Real Estate Fund. Another way to invest your money, and especially if you want to focus on different areas. And that's why I know it's because it's run by a Black man, and the whole basis is like Black Wall Street. So Tulsa Real Estate Fund is another investment opportunity.
Tasha's killing it.
Oh. Dang. One person got that.
Oh, they didn't place.
Dude, taxes are crazy. Depends on where you live too. But I guess what's the highest state
Federal.
tax? Oh, this is just federal?
Yeah.
Oh. Y'all know it's federal and state taxes. Florida, Texas, Tennessee.
Oh, Becky, you moving back up.
Come on, man. It's taxes. That's my first love in accounting. Ooh.
It's a freebie. It's a freebie.
Wait, what's the comic say?
Dear IRS, I am writing to cancel my subscription. Please remove my name from your mailing list. I'm done with you.
That's
Stop
funny.
reaching out to me. Okay. Okay. Oh, Tasha's holding
Bet.
strong.
Baby, is that you? Come on, man.
That's me.
Yeah, you better be getting up there. You're dating an accountant.
Compost interest is the eighth wonder of the world.
Oh. Got you.
I've actually heard that this was debunked.
Debunked?
I've read that. I don't know the accuracy of that assertion, but that was what I came across. That yes.
Are you
So
saying
it made-
who said it, or is it true?
No, that he was not, that he did not say that.
Okay,
Mm.
so should we strike this question, or is that what you're trying to say?
No. I was just for FYI, just so you guys,
He's
general
just educating
consideration.
us.
Oh, got it. Okay,
He's just educating us, man.
cool. I have to write that down.
Ooh. A lot of times people will make a line famous, even though they didn't necessarily were the originating author.
Right. That's a
Um,
fact. Uh-oh.
All right, last one. Ooh, this is an interesting question. Everybody's gonna make $1 million, just no matter how long it's gonna take, right?
Can you keep $1 million?
Well, yeah. $1 million go through your hand. Where, how much do you have to show for it? Nice.
Okay. Podium time.
Omar, okay.
Shout out to Omara. Come through. Becky? Tosh.
Tosh. Congratulations, Tosh.
Good job. Good job.
That was
Taryn,
good.
I thought Taryn was gonna come through in the
And
clutch.
Taryn was crushing in the
But
beginning.
she was killing it. She was killing it. So we
Red
had
was in there too. Red was
Tosh,
keeping up in there.
Mara, and Becky. Becky, do you think we have time for one more round? Tosh gets a swag bag. Shout out to Tosh. She killed it.
Yeah.
Do we?
What do you guys want to play another round, or you guys want to chat? We have about 20 minutes left. Red wants in. Red wants in.
Okay,
I'm ready now. That was a warm-up round.
Okay. All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
Everybody loves a game. That's so funny.
Okay.
Hey,
So
we let
this
log
is
in,
the
huh?
second code. You see?
All right, I'll type the code in the chat. 732-6796.
Jovi? Oh, nothing. All right. Sorry.
All right, here we go. We got another.
Hey guys, I have to go, but thank you so much.
Of
Taryn,
course.
you're the best, baby.
Thank you, Taryn.
I love you guys.
Thank you.
I
Appreciate
can't
it.
wait to the next one.
Yes.
Thanks, Taryn. Bye.
Are we all set?
Not
Oh,
yet.
no, not yet. People are coming in now.
Not yet.
Right. We'll give it about 1 more minute. I think that's good, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's start it up. 12 questions, another chance to win a swag bag. No.
Ooh. Oh. It's a synonym. Wait, maybe I'm wrong. Am I wrong? You don't even know what I picked. You know what I picked. I'm wrong.
Wow,
that is.
yes. Aliko Dangote, $12.5 billion.
Who got that right? Who knew that?
Nigerian?
Oh,
Nigerian? Who said that?
No, I
well,
asked if he was
Aliko
Nigerian.
Dangote is Nigerian, so.
No,
Joyce,
not Nigerian.
You know who that person
Not
is?
Nigerian? What is he?
I'm not Nigerian and I got it right.
Oh,
No, I asked if the richest person in the world is Nigerian.
yes.
Correct. She's in
Who's the black
beauty.
person? Beauty.
No, it's a guy. He's in commodities.
Wow. Oh. Mm.
Good
Pay
job.
yourself.
Pay yourself first. What are you working for?
Boom. Bye, Tosh. If you left, if you didn't already. 3.5%.
Oh, come through, Sha.
Wait, what? Why aren't I on the board? That's not good.
Becky, get on the board.
That's not good.
Yeah, I have to stop playing every day.
Every day,
Every day.
they don't have time to read. You make time.
Okay.
1 to 3 hours?
We can all do it. You know what that means? We can all do it.
That's right.
We can all do it.
Kim is crushing it.
Kim. Come through, Kim.
The top 3 careers. No.
It's a goodie.
Just not.
Which is
Wait,
not-
why they? Hold on.
Is not.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Wait, what? That's not true.
It's definitely true. Teachers, keep teaching. Keep
Bruh,
teaching.
that's not true.
It's definitely true.
Yeah, Mom.
You got to deduct on your tax return. Ooh. I mean, it depends. Why though?
Well, I'll tell you why.
Are you
Because
choosing these answers?
the standard deduction is a hurdle. You want to get over that hurdle. You don't want the government taking more of your money, right? You want to.
But the standard deduction has doubled in the past couple of years.
Right. But let's say my itemized deductions are higher than my standard deduction. Give me that
But
money.
you have to pay for your itemized deduction. Standard deduction, you just get no matter who you are.
You know what? We're going to have a talk on taxation, itemized deductions versus standard deductions. We'll go through it. But 7 people knew that.
I was the only one that chose standard.
You chose standard?
Yes.
Funny. Okay. True or false? If I'm an employee, I can also hire employees.
I meant to hit false.
This is really easy. Trust me.
I meant to hit false. Wait,
True.
I
Did you
tried
get that
to
wrong
choose.
too?
I tried to choose the wrong answer. I incorrectly chose the right answer.
Okay. Becky, make your money work. Who's your employees? Your money.
Personal exemption. Oh. Sorry, when I think employees, I think W-2. So
Right. That was just to make it hard. I'm sorry.
it's not good.
We can't have too many freebies. You know what I mean?
Oh. That's a lot of taxes.
Everybody got that. They wasn't playing.
Babe, what was your first reaction when you had to pay your first big tax bill as a self-employed person?
Shit. I wasn't prepared.
You got to put the money to the side.
Yes.
Put the money to the side.
What?
Really?
Absolutely. I like how it's split down the middle.
How? Okay.
a study was shown that women, reach the millionaire status first.
Wow.
That's interesting. I figured women haven't been in the workforce or haven't had the same opportunities as men for long, so I would think men would have done that. That's why I chose men. Interesting. I like this question. Doesn't even matter the answer. Get yourself a Wall Street Journal subscription. That's what I'm taking away from here. Educate.
$4.
Educate.
Get that subscription, people. $4.
All right, Kim, Red, you said. Damn, I haven't been on the scoreboard.
Last question.
Capital gains.
Jovi?
Wait, 2-3 zone. I love this. Opportunity. Oh my God.
Switch back to
Twilight Zone, Friend Zone. That is so funny.
That was.
That was great. Good
Oh,
job.
Ole, good job, everybody. So now, who gets the swag? Hi, Key.
Yeah.
Hi, Sha.
Bala.
Kim.
Oh yeah.
Kim.
Bala.
Kim.
Thanks,
Awesome.
guys.
So Tosh and Kim. Good job, Kim. All right, now we want to switch back. So, okay, stop. Give me 1 second. Let me just switch back over.
I did standardize and got back. Yeah, so Kim was talking about, let's talk about standard deductions versus itemized deductions. Okay,
You good?
this is one of my favorite things. I love talking about taxes because I feel very empowered knowing part of the tax code, right?
Okay.
So
Right.
standard deduction, as I mentioned, that's something everybody gets, no matter if you're a millionaire, billionaire, you don't have any money. Everybody gets a standard deduction. You don't have to actually spend money to get it.
Right.
Itemized deductions, you have to spend money. How you itemize?
Explain.
Donate to charity, right? So that's where charitable donations, because it's funny, everyone says, oh, it's tax deductible, your charitable donations, only if you itemize. You don't get the deduction if you use the standard deduction. So charitable donations, medical bills. If you're in the hospital a lot and you go to the doctor a lot and you have a lot of medical bills, yeah, that's itemized deduction, right? So the government's saying, hey, if you're more sick than like the average person, you get to reduce your tax bill for that, right? Real estate taxes, property taxes. So if you own a house, mortgage interest, that's another expense that you would itemize to reduce that you would itemize as opposed to using the standard. And those are the biggest things. And like if you have a casualty, like a theft or a big loss, like a fire or something, that would also be put on the itemized. But those are the big three: medical, charitable deductions, and real estate, property taxes, and also the mortgage interest. So basically, unless you own a house, you're probably not going to itemize.
But
Yeah.
not to cut you off, and we don't have too much time, so I don't want to get into this debate now, but I would definitely like to get into it, right?
I'm so ready.
So let's say for a person like you, for instance, or Flynn, right? You guys own your own business.
Yeah.
Which I guess which code would allow you guys to get those expenses back, right? So you would have had to spend on your business regardless, right? But if you weren't able to itemize, would you be able to reduce your tax bill and ultimately get some of those costs back?
Yeah, but that's running a business is complete. You don't need to run a business in order to get the item.
No, of course not. Of course not. I'm just using one example, right?
Okay.
Itemized deduct. So the way that I've always thought of it, right? Standard deductions, hurdle, right?
Yeah.
Itemized deductions, over and beyond, going above and beyond, or whatever the case may be. When you are itemizing, the itemizations or different deductions, right, for different things, the tax code related to itemized deductions are immense. You can get deductions for damn near anything, right? But you would have to itemize to get those deductions. Standard, everyone gets it. So regardless if you fit certain criteria requirements or not, you're going to get that. You have to actually be able to trip certain requirements in order to get itemized deductions. Like I said, I don't want to get into it right now.
We're going to have another meet up just to talk about taxes.
This is why I love you.
We're going to figure this out.
I have more questions about this. So like if you guys wanted to talk more, because I'm curious, because I
Absolutely.
itemize all of like expenses that I consider for myself as a teacher. So like I itemize my phone bill because I have to call parents. I itemize the internet, the Netflix, because I have to be current. I itemize every book I buy. And my son, he has special needs. So I itemize all of his medical bills and his OT expenses that I pay for additionally out. And every I even take out because he has social emotional needs. I even take that out because he's in Cub Scouts. I even itemize that. So every single thing that we do outside, that from the TV in my home to every show we see, I put that as an expense.
I love that.
I put that as an expense that I have to I know it's fun. Like me going to theater may seem it's fun, but I need to go to the theater and have those experiences in order to be a teacher, to bring that back to my classroom. So
I love that.
That's why I itemize all that stuff. And I noticed the difference when I started doing that. I was only getting back 1,000 something, 2,000 something. And then my tax return became 5, 6. 1 year I got back 10,000. So that's the only thing that I did differently. And I don't know if it's everybody can do that, because I know everybody got a different kind of job.
You're a W-2 employee, or do you run your own business?
No, I'm a regular, I just work for the DOE.
I didn't realize, Nico, you can,
We'll
Smalls, I see you raising your hand. I didn't realize you could
We'll talk.
that.
Yeah, I write off all of it, because my accountant was because I was doing standard, and my accountant was just why don't you all of this, you could just charge as itemize it as an expense as a teacher. Because he's I need all of that to be a teacher. I need all of that for my job. So these are accounted as even me being home, this is my workspace.
100%.
So I count everything, even about the paper I buy, I mean everything. If you could think of it, I count it as an expense. I know it sounds crazy, but I do, because I feel I use it. I'm watching, a lot of times I'm watching TV, not even for me.
Yeah.
Right. We can definitely get into it. We don't have too much time, so I didn't want to, kind of that question to take over the
you got to know why Bernie Sanders.
I'll just say one more thing, right? A lot of times, certain expenses certain money that you would pay for certain expenses, whether you're deducting the standard deduction or the itemized deduction, right? Becky, you would have spent it anyway. So I get what you're saying about, you have to spend money to get the itemizations, but you would have spent it anyway. The itemizations is basically getting it back now, but we can't go too much deeper into that. So
sorry, Smalls was raising his hand. I want to
go ahead. Yeah. Sorry about that. Yes.
Mr. Smalls, did you want to say something, or are you good now?
How do I have to?
No, he'll come on if he wants.
Okay.
No, I'm good. We're good.
Okay, cool. Go ahead.
Okay, cool. So I just wanted to show some swag that Tosh, Kim, Joyce, and Terrence won, right? So you have your BX Bookkeeping stationery notebook, the Richest Man in Babylon, a Simba Group hoodie, and iPhone case, or whatever phone you have, just let me know and I'll get that to you. So in order to get that, just reach out to me or Becky, on any of these mediums. So this is how you can get in touch with us. Go to Simba.com, myself, Becky, bxbookkeeping.com. Our IG is there. I'm new to IG.
Nico just got on IG yesterday.
One day on IG so far, and our phone number. So with that being said, thank you guys so much. We don't want to take up too much of your time on this beautiful, glorious Saturday. But be on the lookout for more communication from us. Join our network as we continue to try to enlighten ourselves with financial information and limit as much stress as we can as it pertains to money. So
thank you, Nico. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. I put a link in the chat to our email list that you get emails about meetups like this and stuff. So if you're not already on that, feel free to add yourself to that. I mean, it's just about 11 o'clock. We were planning on going to here. Nico, why don't you make me the host, just in case you have to
Sure.
run? If people want to chat, I have
Okay.
a few more minutes. Red, I have a few more minutes.
Let's see. What do you got?
A couple more minutes. I don't know if you guys want to chat about anything. Taxes gets everyone excited, I know. I wish Taryn was here. I want Taryn's awesome. She she played basketball at Fordham, started working as like was planning on being a social worker, and then completely changed her career path. And now she's doing training and running her own business with Herbalife, and is really, really, really crushing it. And gets all the write-offs, which is awesome. But
Those itemized deductions.
yeah, I got to learn more about that. I did not realize employees could write off expenses.
Well, just like any other thing, right? In the law, there are loopholes, or there are ways. And these, when I say loopholes, I'm not saying anything illegal.
You're not pulling a Lauryn Hill, right?
No, what she did was illegal. That wasn't a loophole, right? What she did was just flat out illegal, right? How do you think certain politicians and certain wealthy people have a zero tax bill?
I actually have a question about that, as it relates to culpability or liability. I'm sorry, though. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Speak, brother.
Yes. Were you finished? Were you finished your point, Nico?
Oh yeah. Sorry, yeah, no problem. Go ahead. This is open. Go ahead.
Okay. So one of the things I was curious about is how clients of accountants, or I guess the people who are filing the tax return, right? This idea that they are liable. But even though they're oftentimes relying on, so some of the most notorious cases, not that familiar with like Lauryn Hill's case, but I know like Fat Joe went to jail for a period of time for tax liability, and his it was he reported that it was due to, I guess, following the advice of his accountant. You have so many people, at least like celebrities or who have like notoriously dealt with the IRS in that realm. Is there any like what is the, I guess, general perception regarding liability or culpability as it relates to the actual preparer of the tax returns? Like, is there any liability or culpability that comes into consideration during these things? Because to me, especially when you're talking about like high net worth individuals or whatever, and like clearly they're relying on the expertise of I just found it fascinating that they can solely be held, and I understand the rationale behind holding them solely responsible, but I'm just curious as to like in law or in medicine, doctors are held to the Hippocratic oath, and lawyers are held to whatever the rules that are set out per state. But like within the accounting realm, because there's such significant consequences to a clients, and particularly these high net worth individuals, like what is the sort of understanding regarding culpability or liability as it relates to the preparer of the tax of an individual's tax returns?
Yeah,
that is a great question. Becky, were you going to say something?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that the tax preparer is literally just taking the information that is given to them and entering it into the tax return, right? It's basically taking your income, your expenses, and putting it into the language of the IRS, right? So if they're giving incomplete information, if they're given bad information, if they were told that they spent, if they were told that this trip around the world was business, then unless the tax preparer has seen something that it clearly wasn't, you know, they're not responsible for investigating that. They take what the client tells them and they enter it into the tax return. So that's why ultimately, like a Fat Joe, like he's responsible for his numbers. You can't just blindly say, oh, you know, the consultant told me to put this down, or the consultant recommended this. Like, it's the person whose tax return it belongs to, the individual, they're responsible. They have to make sure they do their due diligence. And maybe they hire 3 different, you know, companies to make sure that happens properly, especially if they're like a high net worth individual. You know, so there's different ways to do that.
Yeah, it goes different ways.
But
right?
oftentimes, but oftentimes they're following the counsel. Like the young lady who works for the DOE, she just said that her accountant told her, like, these are things that you can write off, right?
Right.
So it's all good until the IRS comes and audits
Right.
and asks for the justification.
That's a good
So
point.
being able to write things off is one thing. You can get away with it for years, but the
Sure.
minute you get that audit and you have to substantiate the claims that you've made, now you are, so for example, if her accountant told her, you know, incorrect information that, like,
Yeah, that's true.
yo, your Netflix account is good because of yada yada yada, and then 20 years later, they come back and they say, yo, for the last 20 years you've been writing off your Netflix
Right.
account. Why? And then she presents the reason that her accountant told her. You know, she's made decisions regarding the submission of the information that she's provided based off of the counsel of her accountant. Now that may not necessarily always be the case, but in many cases it is. You know what I mean?
You have to, like, it's your job too to like double check to make sure things are accurate.
Yes.
And I can tell you for certain, I have been audited before.
Really?
I was audited before, but my audit was, they were, I put on my tax form about, I was taking like additional classes and I had put them on as a deduction, and they were like, the IRS were like, I don't think this is or whatever. So they asked me to send them at the time I was taking additional classes at Mercy College. And they were asking me to send them the paperwork that I took these classes, and I sent them to them. And that was, I mean, that was it. Like, but it was, I did.
And they allowed that deduction to go through?
Yeah, they allowed it to go through. But they gave me a hard time about that. And I was just like, I don't understand. Like, that was such a strange thing. I thought like people put that as a deduction, your schooling, additional classes, but they did audit me for that. And I had to send them all of my stuff for that year. And it was just like, and then they like put it through and they were like, okay. But I did call, at the time I did my own, but I did call an accountant, and I was just like, they were like, they do have this thing where they will help prepare you. But I was just like, I'm just going to send, they wanted me to pay them a lot of money. So I just sent the IRS everything I had.
Good.
And then they were like, and then they just put everything through. And if they tell you that you owe money, like, cause like, for instance, like if you put in too much, then they tell you how much money you have to pay them back. Like just giving you a heads up, because I've also like had it before where they were like, when I was doing it, cause you know, I make errors when I'm doing it myself.
Sure.
And I've had the federal government send me a message saying like, you owe us back $1,000 because you put too much stuff. Like you're like, so I'm just letting you know, like everything comes with a price tag, and I do double check and make sure like that these things are factual. And like Nico was saying, there are lots of like loopholes. And if it's like a lot of stuff you can write off. And I found out like through like talking with people and coming to these things, that you'll like, you know, but I definitely 100%, I do I don't know Fat Joe's situation. I don't know, but I do know how like people will tell their accountants crazy numbers. Like you go to your accountant and they're like, oh, was it like you spent like what? You spent like what, $3,000 this year in charity? And people be like, yep, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna tell you, like, and not have any proof for any of their stuff.
Yeah.
Atik wanted to say something. Go ahead, Sha.
Like Kimberly said, the biggest thing is we get this thing called receipt back, and we gotta hold on to them. Because getting order is not a bad thing. You know, they will reverse it as long as you got the track, you know, the tracking of everything. Like Kimberly said, everybody's situation is different. I was taught when I started working for myself, my mentor told me the goal as we make money, the goal is to start living your life through tax deductions.
Music to my ear.
Right. So with living life through tax deductions, so whatever I make, so me having children, oh, we bought water. Okay, great. I'm writing that off. That's for the office too.
Yeah.
So being strategic, I buy a shirt. I'm learning out my company logo. I'll put my company logo somewhere on the shirt and I can write off my whole outfit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I'll say? But oh, sorry, Shad. I didn't want to cut you off. Did you want to continue?
No, so just like what Kimberly said, just learning, not pointing the finger at somebody else, learning what you need to learn. That's whatever's in your field. That way you can write off 10 times more and live your life through tax deductions.
Yeah.
Perfect. This is one thing I'll say, right? So Yusuf, back to your question, culpability, liability, right? The law has a fine line on if things are acceptable, things are not acceptable. Loopholes, a fine line between the thing that is acceptable and the thing that is not acceptable. One reason why accountants somehow get wrapped up in this, quagmire of liability is because of the intent. Intent has a lot to do with the way everyone is treated by the law. If you think of Lauryn Hill, she had to go to jail for 3 months. If you think of Fat Joe, as Yusuf, you said that his accountant had to, do some answering for all of, his dealings with Fat Joe. If you look at a person like Robert Smith, the wealthiest man in America right now, well, the wealthiest Black man in America right now, he was just, he just got wrapped up in some tax evasions, fraud type of deal. And you don't hear anything about it because he's not going to jail, right? It's the intent. So if you can prove that you did not intend to defraud or, take undue leverage against the government, then you might be able to work something out there. That's just on the liability culpability case. But as accountants such as myself, right? So I do tax returns, I help out businesses. There's so much documentation that we provide to clients to ensure that our due diligence can stand up in a court of law. So we'll figure out a due diligence, we'll write all of these, we'll have all of these questions, we'll keep this support that proves our due diligence, and that will stand up in a court of law. So if it's me, my client, and the government there, and the client is just like, oh, but he told me X, Y, and Z, but the accountant can prove that they went, above and beyond with regard to their due diligence, their investigation, they most likely will not be held liable. But one thing that we all should remember, regardless of if someone's preparing your tax returns, whether it's the neighborhood accountant, if it's H&R Block, no matter who it is, right? You are responsible for your own tax return. So you're signing it, and then that other person is signing it, but you are solely responsible for your tax return.
Yes. Yep. This is awesome. I got some researching to do. I got to look into the itemized deductions more.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I think collectively with the, oh, sorry, Nico.
No. I was just going to say that I actually have to run, but I wanted to, I'll put my number and my personal email address in the chat. I'll
follow up with an email too, Nico.
Yes.
Just as a recap as well.
Right. So that, you guys can reach out to me if you have any questions. We can chop it up and, we can get this year started off right.
Awesome. Appreciate you so much, man. Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate you guys for the call. I would be interested as a future topic on hearing about tax implications as it relates to crypto. I think there's that is a space that you guys will be able to provide services for moving forward. Definitely within the next decade, I'm sure.
Yeah,